What's up, Sean? Have you seen the box office projections for the Marvels? Yes, I have. And like a lot of times, this is the sort of stuff that I tweet about pretty regularly or retweet things like this. I'm not sure if you follow me on Twitter, but I'm pretty sure I've retweeted a few things about the current projections for the Marvels. At least I've read them. I don't know why I wouldn't have retweeted them. But so if you don't know, follow me on Twitter to kind of get my takes on that. Those of you that don't know what they are, it's currently tracking between 50 and 75 million for opening weekend. Long-range projections. So the movie doesn't come out for almost a month, so this is not set in stone. Long-range projections for Barbie and Oppenheimer were off by by like 100%. The early projections were half of what their numbers ended up being. So early projections can be very wrong. Now, Barbenheimer was a kind of a unique thing, and the early projections for those actually weren't bad numbers. Both movies just happened to have good early projections, and then they doubled their already good projections. Thus, it's become this cultural phenom. Marvel's feels like it's tracking about half of what a Marvel movie should be tracking. 50 to 75 million opening weekend for a sequel to a movie that made $1 billion is not good. It's not good tracking. It could be totally wrong. It's very early, and people's viewing habits have changed. We don't necessarily have that urgent rush to buy tickets the way we used to. So a lot of things could happen, but I think they pointed out that even Eternals had better early tracking than the Marvels. And Eternals had a very bad opening for a Marvel film, and it had an excuse. That was still when the world was very shaky about COVID. Handful of places were pretty open, like Texas, where I'm at, was pretty open. A lot of places were still very, very restricted and cautious when Eternals came out. Marvel's 2 years late, no excuses, no any of that. It's just a matter of like, that's a bad number. That's a bad early projection. So what are the reasons that the Marvels would have such a low tracking number? The obvious ones, Captain Marvel isn't one of the more popular characters. Even though the first movie made $1 billion, it came out at just the right time to gain that Infinity War Endgame momentum, so it probably dramatically overperformed, but the character's not super popular. You throw into it, it's also a spin-off of a side character from WandaVision, and then a sequel to a TV show that wasn't watched by a lot of people. And so then it feels a little bit for people like, okay, I wasn't crazy about Captain Marvel, and maybe they watched WandaVision, maybe they didn't. And so there's a couple other things that kind of feel like you have to do homework to be able to watch the movie. We're in the middle of the strikes. Actors can't promote their movies. So when you don't have the actors out there, social media posts, on all the talk shows, doing the whole show, you aren't able to generate momentum the way you would otherwise. And then, of course, just in general, MCU fatigue, and feels a little bit like it's running out of steam. There are quite a few people that, after watching Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, were like, I might be done with the MCU. This was the one I was excited for, and now I'm kind of done. And there was a bunch of us that were hoping that Quantumania was going to like reignite the excitement, and that didn't really happen. That's not really the way that it played out.
Kind of a bummer, huh?
It was another movie that was superficially entertaining, but disappointed on a deeper level and didn't build that excitement for the future. Secret Invasion kind of confirmed to a lot of people like, something's not quite right here. And so the next movie coming out, the numbers are really low. That's not inconsistent from what I've been feeling the last year. That doesn't surprise me a whole lot. And I wasn't expecting the Marvels to actually live up to the reputation of Captain Marvel, or box office reputation of being $1 billion film, because I think that movie's was just got a lot of help from Endgame. And this has the opposite. It is coming out when the MCU is in a bit of a lull, and they need to figure out what they need to do to like spark that excitement again. I'm not, there's people that are like, yeah, I'm glad that it sucks, or the projections suck and it's going to burn to the ground. Like, I'm not that. I only want the MCU to be awesome. I want to enjoy all the movies. And like, I have 2 daughters. And so my middle daughter is like really excited for this movie. So I'm going to take her to the press screening. I'm going to see if I can take her friend too. So like taking 2 girls that are like excited to see a girl superhero, like I'm excited for that. I'm much more excited for the experience of them watching it than for the movie itself. I only want it to be awesome and do well, but there's a lot of reasons why it's not, and there's a lot of reasons why that's not terribly surprising. So, yeah, it looks currently like it's not going to open great unless they can really turn something around in the marketing, if the strikes end and they can promote it right. But it looks like if Kevin Feige hasn't already had a big wake-up call, like, ooh, something's not working here, this will be it. But then again, all these announcements recently made it pretty clear that Marvel knows that they've got trouble. Most of these clips are pulled from my Patreon live streams. I do about 6 live streams every single month. For $2 per month, $20 per year, you can get access to all the exclusive videos and live streams. For $5 per month, you get your name on my end card. At the top tier, you get a 30-minute video chat with me each month. The link down below in the description has more information.